everybody? It's your boys, man. We back at it again on the Cam and T Podcast, Season 2, Episode 7, man. I am your co-host, Tony T-Time West, man. And we also have my boy, my brother from another mother, Cam. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, man. 2 Thursdays in a row from us, I think. So
Yeah, we got to get
it's
back on
kind of
our Tuesday
on
schedule
our
too, because people been like, "Where y'all at?" And I'm like, "Yeah, my bad.
it's
We've
just
been
happening.
we've been
Yeah,
trying to move around and stuff, but
this is
yeah, it's good to
happening.
be back, man. I was excited to come back and excited to talk to y'all, and it's gonna be a good podcast, man. We got a really good episode for y'all, and it's gonna be really good. So I'm really excited, man.
Yes, sir.
We got a
Yeah, I'm
special
excited
guest
too.
tonight. But yeah, Cam, I'll go ahead and let you take the floor away.
Yeah. Shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all again for, rocking with us
Yep.
week in and week out. But shoot, we just go ahead and jump right into it. You feel me?
Yep.
So our guest tonight is one of my homies from way, way, way back when I was a little kiddo up in high school, man. Me and our guest tonight, we played church basketball together. We had a lot of the same classes in high school, and me and him been really good friends ever since. Always been a real cool dude. Um, and we always shared a love of sports in common. You know what I'm saying? He out in Texas now. I think he just got his master's degree not too long ago as well. And he'll come up here and talk to us about it and everything. But again, super excited. Y'all give it up for my main man, Keeno. We got Keeno here
Yeah,
tonight.
Keeno, welcome to the pod,
Appreciate
brother.
it, man. Appreciate it. I'm glad to be on here, man. How y'all doing tonight?
We good, man.
Chilling,
We good.
man.
We glad to have
Chilling.
you on, man. Thank you for letting us borrow some of your time, man. So
Yup.
kind of what Cam said, just kind of tell us a little bit about you a little bit in your life and what everything you got going on, bro.
Nah, man. Thank you. Like I said, thank you for having me on tonight. And like Cam was saying, me and him known each other from way back, all the way since what was that, Cam? Like language in ninth grade, freshman year.
Yeah, ninth grade. Miss that was so T, Zach, my boy
Yep.
Zach, that was our teacher. Uh his mom was our teacher.
Oh, his mom was y'all's teacher. Okay,
Yeah,
got
his
you, got
mom,
Was
you,
our
got
yeah.
you.
teacher. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I meet Cam. I was actually new to the county, had transferred in, and Cam was honestly one of my first friends, one of my true first best friends that I met at high school. So got to know him. We actually tried out for the basketball team, and it's crazy that we got this passion for sports right now, and
Yeah.
neither one of us made the basketball team that
Yeah.
year. It's funny, but hey, man, it all
Yeah.
works out. But like you were saying, yeah, I just graduated from Texas Tech with a
Yep.
master's in public relations.
That's
Focus.
awesome, man.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate it,
for
man.
sure. For
Appreciate it.
sure.
So the focus was in sports media and looking just to dive into the industry and just work with different organization teams and things of that nature and try to bring a light to women's sports. But we'll talk about that a little later on in the show.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Cool. Well, shoot, let's go ahead and jump right into it. First we want to talk about the first round of the NBA playoffs because I don't think we haven't talked about it yet, have we,
I
Tony?
don't think so. No, because we've been
Yeah.
so
So
focused in on the draft and stuff.
yeah,
But it's the
on the
first thing
NFL.
post draft. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, first things first, man. Let's just talk about what done happened in the NBA. Let's talk about. Let me pull it up. I should have already had it up. My fault, y'all. But
You good, man?
let's talk about basically who advanced from the first round to the second round.
You want me to
So
tell you? I got it pulled up if you need me
yeah,
to.
go ahead.
Okay. So in the first round, coming from the Western Conference Finals, the Thunder 1-4 over the Pelicans. Dallas 1-6 over the Clippers, and Minnesota swept the Suns 4-0. The Nuggets 1-5 over the Lakers. And then on the Eastern side, we had the Celtics who 1-5 over the Heat. Cleveland and Orlando had a really competitive series, went to 7 and they won it 4-3. And then Indiana knocked off the Bucks, who was dealing with some injuries, so I'll give them a little bit of grace. But they beat them in 6 games, which is kind of a little bit of a surprise. And then the New York Knicks won in 6 games as well over the 76ers, which that series was really, really good. I know it ended in 6, but it was very competitive. So that's pretty much what happened throughout the playoffs.
Yep. So like I said, let's just jump right in. Keno, give me your biggest 3 takeaways from the first round of the playoffs.
Biggest 3 takeaways. Well, first and foremost, Cam, let me start with the Lakers, man. The Lakers, the team that everyone loves to talk about all season, man. And with the Lakers, it's just with this, and it's specifically with AD, because I seen Anthony Davis feature on what's his name, D'Angelo Russell's podcast, and this is before the awards come out, and Anthony Davis felt as though if he should be up for a Defensive Player of the Year. He felt as though if coaches should run defensive schemes through him, word for word. Honestly, he said in the 2-on-2 defense, he feels as though if more so the pick and roll scheme, he feels as though if he can guard the perimeter as the post and also get back and guard the post big man as well. But when the first round came, Jokic gave him a triple dub, man. Yeah. So how do y'all feel about that? With AD wanting to be claimed as the Defensive Player of the Year, but this is what the second year in a row that AD has just gave him business in the playoffs.
Yeah. I feel like I think Anthony Davis, I think he put together a monster series against the Nuggets. Mm-hmm. I think it's impossible almost to guard a guy like Jokic. Well, I thought it was impossible to guard a guy like Jokic until, obviously until this round. But
now.
Yeah.
But I think I do think he was snubbed for a top 3 finish though, because it was what Gobert,
Wemby.
Bam Adebayo, and Wemby.
So you can't even say top 3 if we just name them.
Yeah, I just think I don't know, man. I think Anthony Davis, he should have a Defensive Player of the Year award by now, in my humble opinion, because I just think he's been so good for so long defensively. But at the same time, I think a guy like Bam Adebayo was well deserving. I think Wemby, even though he was a rookie, he finished top 3 for a reason. I think he led the league in blocks, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. Arguably could have won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, probably could have won. I think, and then obviously, Rudy Gobert has won it 4 times. But again, I don't know. We've seen Rudy in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? We've seen him on the floor. We've seen him off the floor. I mean, you could just look at this series against the Nuggets. The first game when he was there, I mean, they did play great, you know what I'm saying? But the game was closer. When he was gone, I mean, the Timberwolves just looked unstoppable, you know what I'm saying? So, again, I don't know if he was deserving of Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not going to take it away from him. But at the same time, I think Anthony Davis does have a right to say, I'm one of the best defensive players in the world. I can switch 1 through 5, 1 through 4, or whatever. And I think that I think he probably should have got a look, you know what I'm saying, a nod.
Yeah. As far as I think when it comes to defense, you can't. Rudy Gobert is just, I hate to say it, I know he's annoying, but he that dude when it comes to defense. I mean, you can see what he's doing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can see what he's doing with the whole Jokic situation right now. He locking that boy up, bro. Like straight up. He giving that boy the business defensively. So yeah, I think that, I agree with him being on there. I agree with Wemby being on there. Wemby was getting like 4 blocks a game like it was nothing. So he got to be on there. And I think Bam had a really good season as well defensively. So it's really hard for me to really debate any of those guys not getting on there, to be honest. Now, I do think honorable mention probably would have been AD. If you want to remove Bam for AD, I wouldn't have been technically mad at it.
I couldn't have been mad.
I would have been okay with that. But I think them other two, I ain't going to lie. I think they played better defensively, at least this season, as far as the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, again, Anthony Davis, one of the better defensive players in the NBA. He's been that way for the last, 10 years now, probably at this point. He's a really good player and all that. But I ain't going to lie. I don't think he got snubbed, bro, personally. I think this was just a really good year for big men playing defense, straight up, bro, in my personal opinion.
That's just fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Does Rob Pelinka deserve any kind of blame for not making no major moves at the trade deadline?
Yeah, I think he does. And I'm going to tell you why I think he does. We know that, let's just be real. LeBron's the real GM. We know that. Let's
GM.
Yeah. We know he's the GM.
Legit.
But this is my thing, though. The Lakers have a couple of problems that they never really addressed, in my opinion. I think they need more perimeter shooting, personally. That's always been a problem with the Lakers, really, like the last 2 or 3 years, really. They just do not have any perimeter shooters. Now, I know people gonna say Austin Reeves and stuff like that, but he was kind of off this playoff. This year, he took a little bit of a step back from what he was the year before. So I think they needed to get another shooter on there. To be honest, I still think I like D'Angelo Russell. Don't get me wrong. I think they could have probably used a little bit more point guard help, to be completely, frankly honest with you. I don't know who that would have been. But I think, point guard help would have been something to kind of help too. But yeah, I think Rob Pelinka definitely deserves blame. Like, they keep firing coaches and doing all that, but I'm kind of with you. I think he deserves some blame because he is the one who's constructing him and LeBron. Let's just be honest. They're the one who's constructing these teams. Right. So I think Rob Pelinka does deserve a little bit of like some hot seat action. I do.
Somebody in the chat, go ahead and paste that last comment right there.
Yeah, I got you. Mm-hmm.
They had the other shooter. They let Malik Beasley go. Mm-hmm. Questionable decisions like this. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You got to pay your guys, man. Yep. You got to pay your guys. You feel me? I think he does. I think Rob Pelinka does deserve some of the blame. I think something. I don't know what the draw is to LA because you can't get. You're probably not going to get another superstar in there. I think they said was it the Lakers that turned down the trade for Kyrie Irving? Am I tripping, or isn't that a report that Kyrie said that he almost?
I did see some speculation about that. Yeah, I did.
It's some speculation.
Yeah.
I think it's tough for them to get another superstar because again, you got LeBron there. You know what I'm saying? You got AD there. Who's gonna want to come in and try to fit that next role? You know what I'm saying? That next spot. You know what I mean? I think Austin Reeves is a really good player. I think, they should continue to build around him. I think Rui Hachimura is a really good player. They should continue to, kind of work around him. But you got to bring in, like T said, I think you got to bring in some other shooters. Malik, he a fan of the Lakers, but this is true. This is true. But at the same time, though, T, what do we say about our Panthers? As soon as people leave the team, what do they do? They turn into all pros, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just think that LeBron part GM too. You can't put it all on Rob. Yeah, but at the same time, Rob, that's your title. You gotta take some of that.
And I think I remember seeing Jeannie Buss saying that she wanted to take control of the organization back too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did see her saying something about that too, actually recently.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think he does deserve some of that blame. Now, do I think they should fire him? Probably not. I don't think it's that serious. You know what I'm saying? Because they still put together.
They just got to a Western Conference Finals last year.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, the team itself ain't that bad. Like Tony said, a lot of the guys just didn't perform this playoffs. You know what I'm saying? And once again, you going up against the defending champions in the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was going to be a tough task anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't think that that the Lakers are in bad shape like a lot of people say. Right. They just got to get that coaching staff right, which is why they fired everybody.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think and how y'all feel about that before we move on? Like from the Lakers, how y'all feel about Darwin Ham getting fired? Like, how do y'all feel about that personally? I would like to hear y'all's.
Lakers fans say he should have got fired. I don't know how to feel about it. I think sometimes we've seen him make questionable decisions late in games, like not calling timeouts. You know what I'm saying? His rotations, they a little iffy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his rotations.
They a little iffy. Yeah, so it's like I just think that. But at the same time, this was year 2, right?
Yeah,
this was year 2. I don't think. The NBA is tough. We talked about this before, T. When it comes to coaches, Mike Budenholzer got fired like 2 years after he won a championship. Yep. Like it's tough to win in the NBA, let alone keep your job. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Especially if you play in a big city like the Lakers, they looking for
somebody's gonna win now immediately.
Not only playing with the Lakers, playing with Bron too.
Bron, yeah.
Every year with Bron is ring or bust.
Yeah, and so it's just I don't know, man. Do I think he should have probably gotten fired? Probably so. I think just like Vogel, in my opinion, I think the team was just super talented and they kind of carried him to that success. But at the same time, how is a coach supposed to get better if he getting fired every 2 years? How is your team supposed to get some kind of consistency if you keep firing coaches every couple of years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I really don't know.
Let me transition y'all to another thing, and I'll let you start it off. How do y'all feel about Anthony Edwards right now? Because when I look at him, I mean, he's playing like a top 10 player right now in the NBA.
Hey,
like,
man,
I don't know if there's 10 players better than him at this moment in the NBA. So I want to ask you, Keeno, starting with you, how do you feel about the resurgence of Anthony Edwards at this point? Because I think he's the next superstar in this league, in my personal opinion.
And I think Cam realized why I'm smiling so much. I don't know if you remember, I was the biggest Timberwolves fan when they had Andrew Wiggins because that's my favorite player. But after Wiggins got traded, and then you see it became Ant team, and I honestly feel like it's Ant's league right now, man.
Yeah.
That series with KD, I feel like that was kind of the passing of the torch right there. You seen Ant just go wire to wire with the Suns, and people were speaking about the Suns at the beginning of the season like they were supposed to be a title contender, and Ant-Man walked in there like they were just nothing. So
he swept them boys.
Man, I feel like Ant-Man got that old school dog mentality with new school finesse, and honestly, man, next 2-3 years, man, I honestly could say this league is going to be his.
Yep.
Yep.
I agree. I think basically just like what he said, I think when I saw it last year because we played them in the first round and he was just giving it to us every single night. Now they lost because the rest of the team wasn't doing nothing. But he was just going in. You know what I'm saying? I think we went into overtime, I think twice against them or something like that. I think. But you know how the Nuggets do. Late in games, it's almost like how the Warriors used to be. You can't leave them, you can't keep them around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to put them away or they're going to come back and get you. But again, like you said, Ant, man, he just, dude, he looks like Mike. He looks like Kobe. He looks like Wade. You know what I'm saying? He just got that killer instinct. You know what I mean? Like when it's late in the game and you need somebody to hit that shot that's going to kill the morale of the other team, he going to take it every single time.
Yeah.
And the way it's been looking lately, he going to make it every single time. He one of them guys that rises to the occasion. And I'm looking at the chat right here, and we can get into this too. They saying Anthony Edwards is better than Jason Tatum, and I ain't mad at it at all.
Why y'all hate the Blue Devils, man? You know I'm a Blue Devil fan. Stop
I ain't mad at it at all, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It's debatable at this point, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Can we say that just yet, though?
No, not yet. But
not yet. It's close.
JT made it to the final.
I think what you're looking at though, when you're looking at that killer instinct, and when you're looking at what these guys are doing right now, you know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum, I'm not trying to take nothing away from him because I do think he's a good player. But you look at these last couple of games with the Celtics, he's been on cruise control. Not saying that he struggled, because he hasn't struggled. He's just been on cruise control because the rest of the team is just going crazy. Derek White is going crazy. Jaylen Brown is going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, my boy, what's my man name? Pritchard, whatever, making big shots. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's missed a buzzer beater all season. You know what I mean? Like, but Tatum been on cruise control, and I think Ant-Man is trying to carry his team, literally trying to carry his team.
He is. He's doing it. There's no trying. He's doing it.
He doing it. So I just think that, again, what he's doing right now is something that we shouldn't take for granted. Like, we should see this greatness. T, what you were saying when you said he might be top 10, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm saying he top 5, top 3 right now. I don't think there's 3 other players. I don't think this playoffs there's been three players.
Oh no, there has.
Yeah, hasn't. No,
sure not. This playoffs, no. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So I think he top 3 in the world right now. To be frank with you.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm right there with you, Cam. I think as of right now, at this moment in the playoffs, it's him, Brunson, and maybe SGA or something like that, or Luka. Yeah. Luka's been hurt. But yeah, I mean, as far as performance wise, he absolutely took it to the Suns. Like, like it wasn't nothing. He just took it to them. I think Anthony Edwards has arrived. I think he's here, and I like how he just plays confident. Like he don't care. He know he that dude, and I like that. I like that he just coming straight forward towards people, and he ain't holding back. And I'm so tired. I talk about this all the time. I feel like rivalries in sports is dead now because you on social media kicking it with these boys in the off season. But he don't seem like one of them types.
Nah, he seems like school, man.
He one of them dudes. He seems like, if I don't like you, I don't like you on and off the court, and I like that, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I like how he was going at his idol, KD. He said KD his favorite player. He said he's been dreaming for that moment to drop a bucket in his face. That's the type of competitors I like to see, and I think Anthony Edwards fits that mold. Let me kind of transition a little bit to the New York Knicks a little bit for y'all. How do y'all feel about their situation? Because I feel like they should be down 0-2 right now, and they've really gotten lucky back-to-back games by one, officiating, and then two, just really choking, to be honest with you, down the stretch. What y'all think about the New York Knicks being up right now 2-0, and what y'all feel about Jalen Brunson as well, and how he's played?
I can start that, Cam. You don't mind?
Yeah, go ahead, Keeno.
I don't know if, well, of course, y'all watched the game last night. When Brunson went out and the Pacers got up 11 points, I feel like that was the prime example of cutting the head off a snake right there, man.
Yep.
When you take the heart out of that team, it's over with. And I don't get why Rick Carlisle, sorry, my apologies, doesn't double team Brunson. Brunson done had all these 40-point games, high scoring games, and you still trying to guard him one-on-one. Like,
yeah,
eventually it has to click. Somewhere you would think it'll click and they would just double team him, but they still just leave him out. What's his name? Aaron Neesmith.
Neesmith,
They leave him out there on the island, man. And Brunson just giving them buckets every night. So, nah, man, I honestly think for the Pacers to come back in the series, they should really look at when Brunson went out that first half and they came back and got up 11, man. So, try to prioritize him.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think, again, Brunson has kind of been that guy for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
AB said it. Who would say that? My fault. Malik said that. Josh Hart has also been an engine for the Knicks.
Man.
You know DiVincenzo, another guy. All these Villanova boys, man, hooping for the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? But
I think they call him the Villanova Big 3 now.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. I remember when they was all at Villanova too.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying?
But I they were on the same team together.
Yeah. Two of them was for sure. It was was all three of them that
all three of them was in
okay.
Was it in 18? I thought
last okay.
Yeah, I thought they were all on that team in 18.
But anyway, them boys, man, they hooping out of their mind. I think Brunson, actually, I do want to bring this up too, since we kind of talking about the Knicks. I'll save it for a little minute. But the Knicks, I think you can go back to last series, against the 76ers. They could have very well lost a couple of them games. They was blowing leads.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was a couple of games that could have went either way in that series. I think this series, though, and this is where I kind of disagree with what you're saying, they should be down 0-2, is that, again, they keep finding ways to win. And that's kind of that's part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that now officiating, you know, it's here and there, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really been paying close attention to what the officiating looked like. But I heard that the Pacers, they submitted like 70-something plays.
Yeah, they pissed.
To the NBA, to the league.
Big thing.
Yeah, so, but I just think the Knicks I don't know. I just think they're a better team. The Pacers just all season long, they just haven't played defense. So you can't be mad that somebody outscored you. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't been playing no D. So that's just on them.
And not to interrupt you, but it's crazy from game 2, the Knicks shot 57% from the field.
Yeah.
You're not gonna beat nobody when they shooting that good.
You making everything right. I mean, DiVincenzo been knocking boys out. Josh Hart been shooting the 3-ball at a clip he ain't never hit before.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
I seen a tweet today where it said that Josh Hart's played all of 4 out of 8 playoff games, like all minutes of each game.
The whole game.
Yeah.
I believe it.
They said something about in the whole playoffs. He's only been off the court for it was like a small amount of time.
Like 15 minutes?
Yeah, like 15 minutes or something like that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
He a dog, man. He a dog. And he the shortest player on the court. Shortest player on the court. Out rebounding everybody, bro.
Yeah.
15 rebounds last night, I think, or 14, something like that. Just going crazy. But I got a question for y'all though, since we talking about the Knicks.
Yep.
Now, to my people that's in the group chat, they probably already laughing at me, and you seen it? That's right, yeah, because you in there. That's right. So they probably already laughing at me. In a New York Knicks jersey, who got it, bro? Brunson or Carmelo Anthony?
Who
got it? And
all right. So this is what I'll say. As far as legendary wise, just as a legend, it's Carmelo. Who do I think may end up being a better player in a New York Knicks jersey? It may be Brunson. Like I'm gonna be honest, legendary wise and fan favorite, it's probably Melo. But the way it's looking, I think Brunson might.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion. When it's all said and done, I think he's gonna probably end up being a better actual player in a Knicks jersey than Carmelo was, and that's unfortunate. But I'm kind of starting to think that's what's happening. But I'll let y'all know that.
My question is, did Melo have the same caliber team that Brunson had?
No, he didn't. I'll be fair to him on that. He didn't. That ain't. Yeah, that's true.
I put it this way. I feel like he could have, but every time they got to the playoffs, Stoudemire was hurt.
Somebody was hurt.
Yep, somebody was hurt.
Tyson Chandler got hurt. I think he tore his ACL like right before the playoffs started one year. I mean, they was close. They had good teams. But funny thing is, though, even still, so and Melo got hurt a couple times when he was in New York because he was starting to get a little bit older. But but funny thing is, though, so Melo played 21 games as a Knick in the playoffs. Brunson has played 19 so far. Brunson already got him on points. He got him on assists, obviously, because he's a point guard. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably get him in rebounds. Huh?
I said Melo wasn't passing like that.
Yeah, he wasn't passing especially not in no playoffs. But regardless, though, I think Knicks fans, because Knicks fans only care about one thing. They just want to win. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. If Brunson makes it to the Eastern Conference Finals, they don't care who's in front of him. You know what I'm saying? I know Carmelo had to go up against the Heatles. He had to go up against Boston. He had to go up against the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? He had to go up against a tough.
He had to go some tough teams.
Yeah, but again, Brunson just beat the MVP. I know he was hurt, but he just beat the MVP from last season. You know what I'm saying? After a 50 ball from him. You know what I'm saying? Now he's beating the Pacers. You know what I'm saying? Which is another team that Carmelo lost to back in the day, which had Paul George. I think David West.
Granger was on that team too, wasn't
he? No, he might have been.
I don't know.
Yeah, he
might have been.
Yeah, I think he was.
He was.
They had my man blowing his ear, Lance Stevenson. No Diddy. Yeah, he had Lance Stevenson. So regardless, though, Knicks fans don't care about what's in front of you. They just want to see the results. If Brunson gets them to an Eastern Conference Finals this year, I think he's gonna be their favorite.
Who's worse, Knicks fans or Cowboy fans? I know that's off track, but you talking about fan bases. They just struck that.
Both fan bases are rabid. Like I ain't gonna lie.
AB. I know AB watching right now. This gonna hurt.
Yeah, AB is a Cowboys
AB
fan.
watching right now. This gonna hurt. But AB, I think it's y'all, man. I think it's the Cowboys fan.
You gotta be the Cowboy.
Yeah, Cowboys fans are relentless, man.
I ain't gonna lie to you, because they just.
See, New York Knicks fans, they don't say we win the championship
every year.
They don't. Not every year.
Yeah, like Dallas.
They keep it real, but they still unbearable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
versus the Cowboys fans, they be delusional and unbearable.
Unbearable. Yeah, it's bad.
That junk is crazy. Sorry, AB. Don't stop watching, bro. We promise we'll get you. We got you, bro. We got you. All right, so let's talk about the next series. So the Celtics and the Heat. All right, let's just talk about what happened with them. Where do the Celtics go from here? Actually, no. Let's start with the Heat. Where did the Heat go from here? What's good?
Oh, that's a great question. Like for me, I think the Heat. We've already always heard about their culture, right? The culture, Heat culture, this, Heat culture, that. But I don't know, man. I think some things could be brewing in Miami. If you heard what Pat Riley came out and publicly said about his star player. I don't know if I'm saying a rebuild is coming or anything like that. I don't know if I'm saying that, but some definitely feel like it's brewing there. I think really too, they really wanted like Dame to come there. And then when that kind of fell apart, they kind of replaced that with like no disrespect to Terry Rozier, he's still a decent player. But they try to replace that with like Terry Rozier. Let's be honest. Dame, Terry Rozier, not the same level. You know what I'm saying? Like no disrespect to Terry, but like that's just the facts. So I think that with Miami, I could see them moving on from a Jimmy Butler and maybe bringing in somebody else to pair up with Bam. Because if you look at Bam now, he's developing real well. I think Bam is going to be potentially a superstar in this league, if not already one. So I think that there's the potential there. So they might just move on from him and go get another, big time star to come to Miami. It ain't gonna be hard to get people to come to South Beach. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of the plan at this point. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if Jimmy Butler has played his last, time in a Heat jersey, to be honest.
And like you were saying too earlier about Pat Riley's comments, he made a comment about Tyler Hero as well, about him being fragile in the playoffs and what.
Yeah, he been talking crazy.
Didn't Tyler Hero miss last year's playoffs?
He did.
Yeah, I'm looking at this year. He only scored 16 points a game in the first round without Jimmy. Like, they kind of needed him to take that initiative, that big step, and I think it might be time for them to move on from Tyler Hero as well, man.
Yeah, I could low key see them doing like a mini rebuild. Like, keeping Bam, but get rid of like Tyler Hero, because you remember he was in trade talks last year the whole time. So I can see them moving on and doing like a mini rebuild at that point. Yeah, I can see that. And
I seen recently too. My fault to cut you off, Cam. I seen where Jimmy Butler could request for like a maximum extension, a 2-year max extension, and that's tough. I don't think Jimmy can get that. I don't know.
I don't think he's getting that.
I
don't think he's getting that. If he was banged up too much this year. Right. I think if he had a strong season like he did last year. Now, if this was last year, boy, they would have threw that bag at Jimmy. But unfortunately, this season didn't
really any year before this year. They probably would have threw it back since the bubble.
Yep. But this season just wasn't good for them. But I'm with you though. I think if you flip Tyler Hero and probably Jimmy or some of these other assets that you got, if you flip them for a big time player, you might be all right. You know what I'm saying? I think, like T said, missing out on Dame was an L. I think a lot of people said it. A lot of people said it before the season started too. They were saying the Miami Heat might be the biggest losers because they lost exactly what they wanted and exactly what they needed. They needed Damian Lillard. They needed him bad, and it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? And then AB said ain't nothing going on in the down there in Miami. Yeah, we know, bro. We know, unfortunately. It's like I said, if y'all just get a little mini retool, a nice little retool, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if they're going through a whole rebuild. I don't know if we're gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? I can't see the Heat doing that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm with it.
But go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like I said, I could see them doing like more so like a retool is probably the word I should have used. But yeah, I could see them changing up some things. Because like I said, I think Bam is kind of gonna be the focal point now going forward. He's younger, so on and so forth. So I kind of see them doing that. Now I want to get into
look at that comment right there. Look at that comment.
Damn, you ain't escaping it, brother. I was working my way back to your boys. I was working my way back to your boys. I'm not.
Hold on. Let's get on the Celtics first, man. I wanted to talk about them.
Stop it.
I wanted to talk about them real quick. So the Celtics. Let's just talk about. This is graze over them real quick.
Yeah.
The first round obviously did pretty good. They masterful work over the Heat. Gentlemen sweep.
Yeah.
This round they're going up against the Cavaliers, blew them out game 1. You know what I'm saying? Just had them embarrassing.
Yeah.
All right. What's the ceiling for the Celtics this year?
I'm gonna be honest. It needs to be finals. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think they should walk through the East pretty easily. I think they should win this series they're in now. And like I said, about 5 games, and I think they'll do the same with the Knicks. Probably in about 5 games, 6 games at tops. They should be in the finals. I'm gonna be honest. If the Celtics can't make it to the finals this year, something gotta happen.
We gotta have some conversations.
Because at this point, this core has been together for what now? Roughly about 5-6 years, and they've gotten to the finals and they've gotten to the Eastern Conference Finals. But if they can't, I think especially if Denver ain't gonna be there, which we about to get into that in a minute. I don't think they're gonna be there. I think the Celtics need to win it all, in my personal. I think if I had to choose right now, who I think has the best chance of winning it all, it's probably the Celtics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I remember seeing Jason Tatum make a statement the other day about his MVP race coming in and about how he doesn't receive any votes, basically about because how the Celtics do in the playoffs. Dang, I think my camera just went dead.
Yeah, it
It's
did.
cool. It did, but we can still hear you good, bro.
We can still hear you though.
But nah, though. So saying that, I really feel as though if, like T-Ton was saying, that the Celtics got to do something this year in order for Tatum to kind of can receive some of the praise that he deserves. Because, like you said, they've been there before the early years when Kyrie was there and they wasn't able to, get it over it. And they was just there again with Golden State Warriors and they can't finish the job. So, I mean, if this tandem of Tatum and Brown can't work this year, we may see the Celtics look to make moves going on forward.
Yeah.
Yep. They're going to have to. I think because Jaylen Brown, if I'm not mistaken, he's the highest paid player in the league, right? He's got I think he got a $300 million contract or something. Again, I think one of the reasons why people don't take Tatum seriously for MVP is because the team's just so loaded. You know what I mean? You got another All-Star in Jaylen Brown. Kristaps Porzingis has been an All-Star in the past. Derek White is a very good player. He's probably going to get a bag this offseason by somebody.
He deserves it. Willingly, he deserves it.
Yeah.
Deserves it. Man, Derek White, I remember when Derek White was cooking us when he was with the Spurs. Yeah. I don't know if y'all remember that, but he was cooking the Nuggets in the playoffs when he was with the Spurs. But anyway, I think Boston, I'm not going to say they're going to blow it up. I don't think they're going to blow it up. But again, like you said, you got to get some hardware at this point.
Yeah.
This guy,
this their best chance, low key, bro.
It's their best chance. If you don't get it this year, you might have to consider it. You know what I'm saying? You might have to consider it because at this point, like you said, they've been together. I think this is year 7, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is year 7. Now, obviously, when Brown and Tatum was real youngsters, can't really hold that against them. But now you've been to the finals before. You've been to the conference finals multiple times. Last year, probably should have made the finals, but you lost to the Heat. You know what I'm saying? And that shouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I just think that this year, if they don't win the championship this year, after being the best team in the league all season long, you know what I'm saying? With the best record by far, I think they had the best record by 6 or 7 games. You know what I'm saying? You gotta win it, man. You have to win it this year. And I think it's championship or bust. I think it's a failure of a season if they don't win the championship, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? At least make the finals, obviously. But if you don't win it, fingers gonna have to be pointed.
Yeah. I got a question. Do y'all feel as though if they need Porzingis to return in order to get that championship, or do you feel like they can get him without it?
I ain't gonna lie. I think they can get it without it.
I think they can too. It depends though, because let's just say they get a team like Minnesota in the finals with them big men they got.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it does depend on the matchup. Like if they get a team like Minnesota, they need Porzingis, bro. They gonna need him. So it definitely depends on the matchup. Even a team like Denver, which we about to get into them in a minute, they gonna need a big man to really compete.
Yeah.
So it just depends on the matchup, I think. But if it's like a team, that let's just say it's the Mavs,
OKC,
for example, like or OKC, even somebody like that, they probably could. You feel me? They probably could do it. But if it's
definitely OKC.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Yeah, if it's Minnesota, then I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Let's go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off.
Let's get to it, man.
Let's get to it, man.
Before we even do that, hold on. Let's talk about Jokic winning another. You feel me?
Let's give him
MVP. That's third. He should have won it last year too. Really, to be honest.
Definitely should have won it last year.
Yeah, I think this was kind of like a makeup.
He was right.
It was, bro. It was. It was a makeup MVP, man. Because they know last year. Go ahead.
Yeah. They should have won. He should have won last year. But anyway, he won it this year. He got it. I agree with it. He should have won it. All that's cool. But let's talk about your boys being down 0-2 right now. Cam, as the resident Nugget fan here, how you feeling, bro? Do you feel like y'all lost 2 at the crib too, right?
At the crib. Yeah,
at
the crib.
Tell me how you feeling, bro.
So here's the optimist in me. This is the optimist in me. For the season, in this series, every single game was won on the road. So Minnesota swept us at home, and we swept Minnesota in Minnesota this year during the regular season. So it's tied 2-2. All right. And the same kind of carried over for the playoffs. So I'm hoping that the trend continues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, the realist in me says, just don't get swept, guys. Just give me one. Just give me one. If you can give me two, I'll take it. But give me one, bro. Just give me one. That's all I need. Because, again, it's so hard to repeat in basketball. We lost too much in the offseason. We lost Bruce Brown. We lost Jeff Green. Now, I know I was saying earlier, before the season started, I was like, bro, Christian Brown got us. You know what I'm saying? I was saying Peyton Watson, they like him. He got us. You know what I mean? Reggie Jackson didn't really play much last year, but we knew he was going to play a lot this year. I was saying he got us. It's just not the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not the same. But again, we're still a good team. There's no excuses. We do have some injuries, but again, if you suit up, you got to play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of, I keep it that way I said it about Embiid, so I got to say it about us. If you suit up, you got to play. You know what I mean? So with that being said, though, I think that we have to do something defensively. Now, their defense has been outstanding. We know this. It's been outstanding all year long. They were the best defensive team. We know that. But what can we do defensively to kind of slow down? Like, Nas Reed shouldn't be getting 16, 17 on us easily.
Six
like
man
this.
of the year, Cam. Stop it.
6 man of the year. But he shouldn't. When it's crunch time, it shouldn't be this easy. You know what I'm saying? Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards shouldn't be going off like this. You letting them get anything and everything. You got
Pat was hot. Was that last night? He was going bunker.
Yeah, they both had 27. They both had 27. I think.
Yeah.
Like I said, defensively, we got to find a way to slow them boys down. They just don't make it easy for them. Now, Anthony Edwards, I know he's on a tear right now, so he probably gonna get his. That's what they doing for. That's kind of what they was doing for Jamal. They like, Jamal, you can get whatever you want to, but we gonna slow down Jokic. We gonna slow down MPJ. You know what I'm saying? We gonna let you and Aaron Gordon try to figure something out. Jamal Murray been cold, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Aaron Gordon has kind of been our best player these last 2 games. You know what I'm saying? But that's obviously not how you win a series. Aaron Gordon cannot be your best scorer on the floor. That just can't happen. So I'm not gonna say it's Jover. I'm not gonna say it's Jover.
Head towards Joverville, though.
It's shoot. I ain't gonna say it's Jover, but the bus ain't making too many stops on the way. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Keeno.
Nah, man. I was just gonna say, it looked like Jonte Porter might have got the under on his brother this series, man. Hey, man, I don't know, man. Michael Porter Jr. He looked good against some Lakers. He looked real good against some Lakers, but this series right here,
ain't doing nothing right now, man.
Like I said, his brother gotta have that under on him, man.
He took that under legally this time. Y'all a mess, but yeah.
I'm weak, bro.
Yeah, man. It's just it ain't looking good for them right now. I don't know. But again, though, it's really hard to go back to back, too, man. I think I seen a list the other day ago where there's only 3 teams that went back to back. I think the Warriors in 17-18 was one, and then I think the Lakers in 09 and 10 were one, maybe possibly, or 08 and 09 were one, and then I can't remember who the other.
The Heat.
The Heat, was another one that went back to back. So it's tough, man. You know, in this century.
But again, you know, it's hard to go back to back, especially in this era, because I think there's so many superstars and so many great players and so many great teams right now, especially in the West. But again, you know, not trying to put pressure on my boy, but Jokic is a 3-time MVP now. All right, he's getting those all-time great conversations. So, and in my opinion, to be an all-time great, I'm not saying he has to go back to back, but I'm saying that, you know, LeBron did it, Kobe did it, Mike did it, you know what I'm saying, Kareem did it. Everybody that's probably in your top 10, in my top 10 for sure, I think they all went back to back. I think Magic then went back to back, Steph then went back to back, Tim Duncan I think went back to back, right? Like, all these guys in my top 10 and went back to back. You know, so I'm just saying, you know, for Jokic's personal legacy, you know, for him to be considered top 20, top 15, top 10 all time, you know, it'd be wise for him to at least get another ring, you know.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's hard to go back to back. I mean, it's, you know, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's a tough thing to do, man. And you know, and now they're no longer the hunters. They're getting hunted now.
Right.
So that's another thing too. You got to always realize that once you get that chip, it's no more little Denver hiding in the weeds anymore. Everybody wants to you.
Everybody.
I think that's part of the problem too, is that, you know, they the one getting hunted now. So that's why, you know, they might be struggling to come up with wins. I think Rudy Gobert, and then we'll move on to something else like this. I think Rudy Gobert, this might be his best defensive performance I done seen personally from him, because to slow down a guy like the Joker, I mean, we know what he's capable of. We just talked about it. He should have won 4 MVPs in a row at this point. So, you know, again, I think that what he's doing right now with him, I know Rudy Gobert is a polarizing character, but he's doing a really, really good job on him, man. So I'm really impressed with what he's doing defensively.
That's why I said he missed the last game because his baby was born, but he coming back. You know what I'm saying? That first game, like he did in the first game, look, it's scary, bro.
Yeah.
It's scary. So I just think that.
Hey, how do y'all feel about him missing that game about his childbirth?
I'm cool with it.
I'm cool with it. Yeah, I get it. You only get one birth of your kids. Yeah. I get it. Yeah, I get it. I mean, you know, I know some people like, nah, I wouldn't have, but like I get it, to be honest.
I think the priorities is you should prioritize your life over basketball every day.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? You're more than just a basketball player.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Exactly. Now, so I'm cool with him missing that game. I was hoping that we was gonna take advantage of him missing the game.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they jumped up on y'all quick too, man. I was like, God dang, boy.
Bro, I thought I don't even know. All right, so let's talk about the next series. FYI score update. First quarter just ended. Cavs are up 30-24 over the Celtics right now.
Okay. I'm glad I ain't
but all right, let's talk about the next series. So we kind of hinted at it just a minute ago. OKC and the Mavericks. All right. OKC was
my favorite series. I can't lie.
Yeah, I mean I thought the Mavericks and Clippers was gonna be my favorite series last round. Yeah. Because that's like what, part 3, part 4 for them.
Yeah.
And
low management, man.
Yeah. All right, give me y'all thoughts on this series. What y'all think about the Mavericks and Thunder?
Mavs and Thunder. I mean, I think the biggest issue right now is the whole health of Luka at the moment. You know, without Luka being 100%, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if the Mavs really stand a chance like that, to be honest. Now, I like what Kyrie's doing the last couple of weeks. He's been tremendous. Yeah. But can he do it by himself with Luka not being 100%? You know, Luka's already came out and pretty much said the knee thing is going to be an issue going forward, really until the offseason. So I just kind of wonder, like, how can they get a win over a really talented OKC team and with Luka not being 100%? I don't know if that's in the cards for them personally. So that's just how I feel about it at this point. I think Luka's health is the most important thing about this whole entire series.
Nah, I feel like piggyback off what you're saying. If we can give me at least a 65% Luka. We got Kyrie running the show offensive, because I feel as though if with this Mavericks team, it's well put together versus the Mavericks team put together with the additions of PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. I feel like them boys are playing, man. Like they're dogs down there in the paint. And that's kind of what Dallas was missing. It's kind of that missing piece. So we seen where Luka traditionally takes over the beginning of the game, and Kyrie's more that second half player. But now with Luka being kind of hurt and he's diminished a little bit, I feel as though if Kyrie can step up and take more of those shots in the first half, because I think that last game he only had like 6 points first half, and he ended with 20. Luka ended with 19. I don't see that happening again, and they lost right there. So I feel as though if Kyrie can pick up a little bit more of that offensive production in the first half and let it carry on to the second half, we might see ourselves a 7-game series here, fellas. I can't lie.
Yeah. That's looking. Hey, if we get a 7-game series out of this, that's gonna be clutch, bro. Because I mean, like you said, this is a really good series. Obviously, you got your two MVP runner-ups with Luka and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But I agree with y'all. I think the Mavericks, like you said, they were missing something. I felt like they were missing Brunson at first when he left.
Yeah,
You remember I told you about this before, T. I thought that was a mistake to let him go a couple years ago. But you got Kyrie. You know, last year it didn't work out. This year, like Keeno said, they actually got some toughness in the paint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think Porzingis provided scoring, but the Mavericks never really was missing scoring. They was missing toughness. They was missing defensive ability, rebounding, you know what I'm saying? Athleticism down low. And I think that's what Washington and Gafford give you. But at the same time, though, you know, as far as OKC goes, they're the youngest 1 seed in history, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They're the youngest team to ever win a playoff series, which, you know, kind of comes with being the youngest 1 seed. But where does their ceiling? Do you think is too soon? Are they peaking too soon? What's good with the Thunder?
So for me personally, I think the Thunder, for one, they're constructed really well. They have a lot of good young talent at each position. The guys fit their role well as well. What's their ceiling? Realistically, Western Conference Finals. I think if they get there, really good year. They did a really good job. I mean, they've already overachieved, in my opinion, because you remember, Cam, we did the predictions back in the fall or whenever that was. I barely had them making the playoffs. I think I had them at like an 8 seed.
8. I think you had them at 8.
Yeah, so they obviously have achieved way more than I even thought they were going to do this year. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I think for them ceiling at this moment, I think because they're super young, you got to think about it. Like SGA is probably their oldest player, right? Like he's probably the oldest team. Yeah, so they're really, really young. So I think for me right now, Western Conference Finals seems to be a good place for them. And I think next year, I mean, we could be starting to talk about, the finals and winning it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're so young. Chet Holmgren's young. He's still really good. The guy that kind of favors you a little bit, Jalen Williams. He looks pretty good.
Man.
What's the name? Josh P. Diddy.
Yeah.
That's Diddy.
He plays his
what
role.
JB said, no, Diddy.
He played his role well, you know what I'm saying? And they got some players, man. So I think right now my ceiling for them would be Western Conference Final at this moment.
Okay. AB said, AB gonna have to give his AB gonna have to give his shout out to his Gators, man. Fun fact, their head coach worked under Billy Donovan. Wasn't he the coach of the Thunder before?
Yeah,
Florida.
Yeah.
And they have a former Florida Gator in their front office with Devon Walker. But Devin Walker, P. Giddy is crazy, bro. That is crazy.
P. Giddy.
Crazy.
Nah, though, but kind of saying what you were saying as far as OKC's ceiling goes, I can see the Western Conference Final, man, but honestly, I'm gonna need Chet to attack the boards a little bit more aggressive if they want to go further, man. That last matchup with the Mavericks, your leading rebounders was Shai and Jalen Williams, both with 9 rebounds.
Yeah,
you're not gonna make it too far with your point guard being your leading rebounder. So
yeah,
I feel as though if they want to go further, you're gonna need Chet to be just a little bit more aggressive in that paint, because I think a lot of teams are picking up too, and you saw that in the previous series. If you can kind of beat Chet up in the paint, you kind of got a little advantage. So they can probably go as far as Chet takes them, man.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Which again, that kind of leans into them being young. Chet ain't got the weight on him yet. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously in a couple more years, he gonna be. You will hope he's a little bit, stronger at least. He might not be bigger, but
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say something that might be unpopular. If OKC can keep this group together, I could see a dynasty happening, bro. I'm serious. Yeah. If they keep this group together, what they have right now, if SGA becomes a top 3 player in the league, I think that's possible.
Right. Oh,
I think that's very
100%,
possible.
100%. Arguably could
Now-
have won MVP this year if we being
That's
honest.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I thought he should have won
Yep.
MVP.
Me
this
too.
year.
Me too.
Yep.
So if they got SGA, who I think could be a top 3 player in this league, when you look at Chet, as Keeno said, especially if he can start getting more aggressive on the boards and bulk up like you was talking about, Cam, I can see him being a top 15 player in this league. So now if they have 2 top 15 players in this league, on with Jalen Williams, who's a really good player, and the other guys they got on their roster as well, I can see this team being like a little bit of a low-key Warriors type of like vibe with 3 good players that they drafted that's homegrown, young, and work their way. I could see them winning some rings, bro. I know that probably is an unpopular opinion.
No,
I can see it happening.
I agree
bro.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, now T-Time, I got a question for you. My fault, Cam. So, do you feel like Chet can grow as far as being the 5 for this organization, or should they move a Chet to the 4 and maybe try to get a Steven Adams or somebody else to be a bruiser to put him beside him?
I lean more towards the latter. Here's why. See, with Chet, he's so like lanky. That's the process. That's the problem with him. He's just so lanky. Now, if Chet can definitely become like a stretch 4 for them, and he's effective at that, that would be a really good fit. And then, like you said, that would be a problem. That's what I'm saying. If he can be a stretch 4 for them, and then they get a center that's kind of like ground and pound, Steven Adams type, that could be a problem. I think him as a stretch 4 would make a lot of more sense because he's a little bit slender. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And now it depends. Now, if he goes the route of Greek Freak and just bulks up out of nowhere, I think he'll be fine at the 5.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's really in the cards for him. But if it does, but I think him being a stretch 4 actually makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. And then you go get a ground and pound center, kind of like you were saying, a Steven Adams type, somebody like that. I think that would kind of make sense. So to me, I think him being a stretch 4 would make more sense personally.
100%.
Yeah. I don't even think he need to bulk up. Just get stronger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just get stronger.
You know what I mean by that? Just get because obviously the more veteran presence that you have, you're gonna play more aggressive, like Keeno was saying. Just be more aggressive. And that's gonna come with the age. This is technically his rookie season because he missed last year. So just keep getting that NBA conditioning, and I think he'll be fine. But I was gonna say earlier that I said the same thing to my dad actually the other day. Like, if they keep this nucleus together, we could see them get somewhere. But the only problem is with that, these guys, they're young players. They're gonna think a lot of these guys on the bench think that they might be able to be starters elsewhere, and they might get paid like starters elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's really up to the bench players. Obviously, your Shai Gilgeous, your Chet Holmgren, your Jalen Williams, they probably gonna be there for a while. Like you said, they're gonna keep that nucleus together. But you guys off the bench, Case and Wallace, you know what I'm saying? What's my other man name that was hooping last night? Or not last night, but the other night. I can't even think he was hitting every 3. I think that was Wallace.
Carson
but
Wallace.
Regardless. Yeah, these guys, you're gonna keep them. If you can keep those guys, then I do think that you got a chance at a chip. But at the same time, they're gonna go get that money, man. You know what I'm saying? And which they should, in my opinion.
Yeah, you can't blame
which they should. So that's gonna be tough. But let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, because you remember I told y'all what the score was earlier. It was 30-24. It's 33-35 now.
I should have put my bet in.
Yeah, Cavaliers 33-37. Cavaliers just blew that lead that they had. But let's talk about the Cavs, man. It's the Donovan Mitchell show. We know that.
Yeah.
What can they do moving forward? Because they're losing this series. What can they do moving forward into next season?
Darius Garland got to take the next step in his development. That's one. For one, I like Darius Garland. I think he's a good player, but he goes ghost way too many times in the clutch, bro. I think it was a game last series where he only had 6 points, and I was like, bro, what are you doing? I think it was game 6 against Orlando. He had 6 points, and I think Darius Garland, if he can develop and take that next step in his development, he could be a top 5 point guard in the East for sure. He just got to take that next step, right? And I just feel like right now he's just kind of inconsistent, not really, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like Darius Garland is the guy I really need. Evan Mobley, where is he at?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He's another had a really good rookie season, and then like it's kind of like where is he at since then? Right. Evan Mobley's another guy. I just need him to kind of take that next step in his development. But those are the two players I automatically look at and say, look, man, Donovan Mitchell's doing his part. Can we get the second option and the third option to step up and make his job easier?
Yeah, and I see somebody in the comments already kind of going to what I was going to say, but I really think Garland's numbers dropping is honestly due to the arrival of Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
If you look at the season by season stats, Darius Garland was he was a 21 points per game player, averaging over 6 assists a game. And as soon as Donovan Mitchell comes into the fold, you start seeing those numbers diminish.
Yep.
So can we honestly start to think that maybe this duo of Garland and Mitchell is starting
just
not to work, or it just doesn't work?
Yeah, that could happen. That could be the case.
I think there's certain players, certain two guards in the league that you can't put a great point guard next to him. You see what I'm saying?
That's
because
right.
their numbers just going to diminish. You know what I mean? I think Donovan Mitchell is one of those players who is so dynamic with the ball in his hands. You know what I'm saying? What need do you have for a point guard like a Darius Garland? You know what I'm saying? Who can you pair next to him? AB got it. AB said Donovan Mitchell to South Beach. I think that's a good move. If you offload Tyler Hero, you know what I'm saying, and try to make that happen, I think you got something building there. But again, like you said, Garland was an all-star before Donovan Mitchell got there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And hasn't been since, if I'm not mistaken. So, it is what it is. But I do want to talk about Donovan Mitchell real quick too. I've seen this man for the last couple of years just put on clinics.
Yeah.
Scoring wise. I got a hot take for you. In terms of playoff scores, all time.
Cam, don't say nothing.
No, stop. Wait. Let me finish.
Please don't do that.
In terms of ringless players, I don't know if there's many better than him. I think it's Dame Lillard, and that's it. Ringless players.
That's just as far as scoring in the playoffs.
Scoring in the playoffs. I don't think there's many. I think it's Damian Lillard. I think
ringless.
It's Donovan Mitchell. Ringless.
I had to really think about that, but it doesn't sound like a terrible take. Especially in this, like I was saying, the last like 15 or so years.
Oh yeah, man.
It's not a terrible take. Now, like I said, I got to really think about this on top of my dome. But yeah, as far as a scorer in the playoffs, yeah, he's been amazing. Like you can't knock 50. That. In Utah, he was amazing. With Cleveland, he's been amazing. It's hard to argue that, especially in the last couple of years, for sure. I will say that.
Are you taking him over Harden?
Oh no! Fuck no!
Fuck no! Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Well, hold
on, mom and dad. No.
Hold on. Let me think though. We talking about the playoffs, right?
Yeah. Now you got to think about it, bro. Now I know people say James Harden disappeared in the playoffs, but that 8, I think it was 18 year. He was going crazy. They just ran into the Warriors, bro.
Yeah, he took it.
Hey, arguably they could have won that series against
the
Warriors.
Yeah,
bro, they could have won. CP3 got hurt. Man, God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
That don't hurt my soul. That don't hurt my soul. I don't know if I would take him over Harden. Definitely not in no regular season. That's not happening. But like, man, I just think about playoff scores, crunch time, bro. What these guys been doing. I give it to you. Harden, what he was doing against the Warriors was
Harden, one of the best offensive players I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no question. I just think about what my boy been doing though. Donovan Mitchell. 50 burgers.
I'll give you this. He definitely top 5, like in the last, I would say 20 years of what I'm thinking on top of my head. Ringless players. I think he top 5 scorer. Ringless players. I ain't talking about people that got rings.
I'm looking at the stats right now. Donovan Mitchell ain't up there, if we're being honest.
Who up there?
Let me see.
All right, we said James Harden first. We're saying ringless. James Harden.
Yeah.
You got Chris Paul.
Yeah.
You got Russ.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah,
I can see that. Yeah,
I'm putting him over him. Yeah.
You got Jimmy.
I can see that. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what? Yeah, I do that. I do that.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that.
Who else?
You
Okay.
got PG.
Dang.
And that's from the Pacer days.
yeah.
That's the
PG, you
Pacer
gotta put him over
days.
him.
You right.
That's what I'm saying. We start naming all these players.
Yeah, that's why I said.
Yeah.
That's why I said. I
Yeah,
in my head. I don't know.
I forget who all ain't really got a ring. You're right.
He's not top five. Never mind. I negate that.
Chill, T.
Well, I would put it. I would put him over. I would still put him over a guy like Chris Paul scoring wise in the playoffs for sure. I would put him over Chris Paul scoring
Clipper
wise.
years was special, though, bro. I don't know.
But was he putting up 50 though?
He was probably averaging like 23 every game minimum.
That's not like that. It's not act like the league is in the point where offense sells marketing now. So
yeah,
when we start comparing different eras and stuff, and even if it's 5 years apart, offense is starting to be the priority.
It's different.
Now, man.
Yeah,
it's different. But still, though, I mean that I just think about the bubble. You know what I'm saying? Now again, you could say some of those guys in the bubble though. You could say some of those guys in the bubble was crazy. Cause like who was that? Was that TJ Warren?
TJ Warren since.
I'm about to say he was that TJ Warren. Was that TJ Warren, man?
Bro, dropped 50 in the bubble, bro. I said, no, this is crazy.
Ain't did nothing. Was he even on the roster this year, bro?
I don't even know.
I want to say he on Minnesota roster right now.
I sure ain't seen him play.
He warming that bitch for sure.
I'm about to look it up. That's crazy.
I sure ain't seen him play. But dang, man. Yeah, you right. I ain't even think about it like that. Because you got
he is. He on the Timberwolves.
Minnesota.
He had 2 minutes of action a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he on that roster.
He missing the bubble.
Yeah, I know he is. Who was that? Well, who was that with? He was with
the Suns.
He was with the Suns.
Was he with the Suns back then?
Yeah,
tearing it up.
Man. That's crazy. You know what? Let's talk about the Suns. Matter of fact, I don't think we ain't talked about them. Where they go from here? Because they just fired Frank Vogel today.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think the whole pairing of KD, Bill, and DB. I don't think it works, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they have a true point guard. I don't really think that Devin Booker is a true point guard. I think he's really a 2, and Bill is a 2-2, and they're trying to make this all like where it's not. They need a real point guard, bro. Like, think about it. When they were the most competitive in the last couple of years, I know he's a polarizing character, but it's when they had Chris Paul, and he was able to facilitate. You know what I'm saying?
They was solid when they had Ricky Rubio at
that's
point.
what I'm saying. Like, even when they had Ricky Rubio, they need a real facilitator, and they trying to make this whole 2 shooting guard, point guard thing where they need a real number 1, bro. They need a real one at the guard, bro.
Man, I think I ain't trying to step on no feathers today. We ain't gonna talk about KD, but but I think that I'm with you. I think that I think Bill was a mistake. That was a mistake. I didn't see that move working out because you already had your scoring. You needed a bench.
Yeah.
What you needed was a bench. You needed depth. I think Book and KD are enough to win because you got two. I mean, that's two of the greatest scorers in the league right now. KD is supposed to be one of the greatest players of all time. Book is looking like one of the greatest players in our game today. You know what I'm saying? Those are two good guys to have. Book is a very good leader. As we know, KD, he's got some championship pedigree, right? But what about your bench? Who's on the bench? Who's there right now?
Don't discredit Grayson Allen, man.
Yo, yeah.
Okay, he was hurt. He was hurt this year.
Yeah,
he was hurt.
For sure.
He missed the playoffs. So I forgot about him though. You're right though. I think he led the league in 3-point percentage this year, right?
Facts.
Okay, so who else is on the bench?
Nobody. It ain't getting no burn.
And didn't get no minutes.
But now, honestly, I think they should have worked. I know Isaiah Thomas has been away from the league for a while, but I honestly think they could have implemented him in that point guard role and just try to distribute the ball in different ways.
Yep.
Because, like you saying, Bradley Beal trying to run the one, it wasn't working.
It wasn't.
KD sitting in the corner, and it's crazy because a lot of people will say KD didn't have a good series, but if you look at his field goal percentage, it's still high. It's still compared to like his career averages. He's still putting up those same numbers. He just didn't have as many shots. Honestly, you had guys like Bradley Beal taking more shots than him. So that honestly goes back to the point guard position, like we said. That these are guys who need someone to help to get their shot created. Yes, they can create their own shot, but it's the playoffs. Everyone's honed in on you, so you kind of need that extra push to get you there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. I think they should run back IT next year at the very least at your point guard. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, this bench, I'm looking at their bench, not to cut you off. It's terrible.
You got to build a bench.
It's bad. Royce O'Neal, Eric Gordon, Bobo, Drew. I mean, it's bad, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. I'm not gonna lie.
But how much money you got tied up into those 3 players? You can't get a bench.
Too much.
Then.
Yeah, you can't get. Yeah,
that's why I said.
Yeah,
that's why I said getting Bill was a mistake. Because what's the point?
It was.
You know what I'm saying? What's the point? Literally, no pun intended. But what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get you a bench, man. You know, I mean, and he didn't add no value. He was hurt most of the season. Came into the playoffs, didn't add no kind of scoring value. You know what I'm saying? I think he had one. I think he had one really good game in the playoffs, but that was it. But he had multiple stinkers. That's not good enough, man.
Nah, fair.
The Suns almost getting to that point where you could almost say their championship window closed just as fast as it opened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
To that point,
it's getting nasty. So
you remember when Bron had kind of assembled that team in Cleveland with D Wade and all
that? Yeah.
Hey man,
Derrick Rose was there too. I think.
Don't be that team, Phoenix Suns. That's all I'm saying. Don't be.
I remember that. Yeah, because he thought they had. I mean, they kind of did the same thing with the Lakers that one year when they went and got Carmelo. Remember?
Yeah,
and they got
exactly.
Yeah, they got Carmelo. I think they brought Rondo back. And it just didn't. You got too. Trevor Ariza was also on that team. He just had too much age.
And the crazy thing is, Denzel just brought this up in the chat. The Suns don't have a first round pick until 2030, bro. So they like locked in with this core, and they all kind of on the older side. So,
you know what? I'm gonna get them some benefit of the doubt with this though. You can still build a bench in the second round.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
you can still do that. You just can't get
bench.
I mean, this is what I think. In the second round, I think you can get guys like, I mean, the Nuggets the team is full with second round picks. You know what I'm saying? I think Peyton Watson was a second round pick. I think Julian Strawther. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys are second round picks. Obviously Jokic, but he's an outlier. But I just think that you can still get quality guys, especially winners, because all those guys came from winning organizations. You notice you got a lot of good point guards that always fall to the second round, ended up being good contributors off the bench. I think Monte Morris, if I'm not mistaken, was a second round pick, and he's contributing really well with the Timberwolves right now. He contributed with the Nuggets. I think Torrey Gregg was a second round pick way back in the day. Was with the Suns, was with the Timberwolves, was with the Nuggets, and I think he's in Houston now or something. But I mean, you can build some things with a second round pick. Now, you're not gonna get talent though. You're not gonna get guys that can come in and score off the bench. You're just gonna get guys that can run the floor well. Probably gonna get some good defenders there, but they're gonna have to do something though. They're gonna have to make some moves. They're gonna have to let Bradley Beal go. See if you can trade him. See if you can flip some assets. I really don't know how they're gonna be able to fix that. But the next coach got a tough job. Yeah.
Cam, did you want to hit on anything else in the NBA, or did you? Because I know we want to talk about a little bit of WNBA talk before we end it out tonight.
Oh yeah. Let me just say this. Let me just ask this last question about the Suns. Where can they go from here with the next head coach? Who should it be? Because Vogel was there. What was this his second year? First year?
No,
one and done.
One and done. So where can they go from here? Who's a good name for them? Do y'all know?
I seen Budenholzer.
Yeah, Budenholzer was one.
Budenholzer.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. Coach Bud might be a solid pick, but again, they gonna have to give Coach Bud a chance though.
Yeah,
they can't do a one and done. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have to give him a chance to.
Frank Vogel should have got that job in the first place, though. Not to be rude, but dude, man, I don't know how this dude keeps getting jobs, but yeah.
I think you said that. When
they hired. Yeah, I was like, bro, this is stupid, bro. Yeah, it looks like I was right. This doesn't, no.
Doc Rivers keeping his job next year?
He shouldn't.
Doc Rivers shouldn't have got his job this year.
Yeah, he shouldn't have got his job this year. He's another one. Like
I don't
no
know
disrespect.
what they was thinking, man.
I don't know how this dude keeps scapegoating and getting jobs. I don't know who he got a picture on him. I don't know, but Doc Rivers is another one that just it's over, bro. He's still living off 2008 with the Celtics.
Do you think the Bucks regret firing Griffin?
Yes,
I think
they
probably should. I think they probably. Should.
I think they should regret firing Coach Bud. I'm not saying Coach Bud.
Honestly,
I'm not saying he was one of the best coaches in the league, but he won you a chip.
He won you a chip.
Yeah. Yeah, he at least got you there. You know what I'm saying? Obviously they had Giannis, but I think they regret this coaching what's it called? This coaching cycle they be going through. Bud, Griffin, and Doc Rivers. I mean, for the Bucks to be supposed to be one of the best teams in the East, kind of the pillar in the East, opposite of the Celtics, you're losing too many coaches. You're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep some consistency. But somebody AB said Chauncey Billups to the Lakers.
I like Chauncey getting out of Portland for sure.
Yeah, he need to get out of Portland.
Get out of Portland, man.
I do too.
Portland's a crap show right now.
Get out of there, man.
Wow, he needs to get out of there.
Bro, I think
get out of there.
I think Chauncey Billups, man, is a good coach. I just think like he need one of them. He's one of them guys that need a chance.
He's been there though.
Yes.
Huh?
He's been dealt a bad hand the whole time.
That's what I'm saying. He need a shot. That's what I'm saying. He needed a fair shot.
Because when he got there, the Dame rumors were going on about him leaving. It was just he's just been dealt a really bad hand.
Yeah. But they sticking by him though, you know what I'm saying? But but regardless, let's move on though. So if y'all ready.
Yeah.
The WNBA. Mm-hmm. So I'll be frank with you. We'll preface it like this. I know I can speak for both of us, but we brand new to the WNBA. Me and T, we brand new. A lot of our viewers, a lot of our listeners weekly, we all brand new to it. So, Keeno, if you could just give us a rundown of what to expect from the W. Just talk to us about the W for a little bit.
Yeah, of course. So the past two, let's take it from the college level. NCAA Division I women's basketball. We've seen the likes of course, Caitlin Clark, but Angel Reese, Flau'jae Johnson, the whole LSU, South Carolina, Iowa, UConn, the teams of those brands kind of upbring the whole thing of women's sports. So with that being said, this past college March Madness, where we seen South Carolina get crowned the champions, we've seen a lot of viewers tune in, not only for the benefits of their team or the people that they love, but we've seen a lot of people wanting to watch Caitlin Clark. They want to see her chase that record, be the all-time scorer in women's sports. And not only that, but we see the numbers are steadily growing as it's from the college standpoint. Now it's transitioning over to the professional standpoint. So I honestly believe with this 2024 draft class, it'll go down as not only one of the most impactful draft classes, but it can go down as one of the best draft classes that we ever seen in WNBA sports. And like Cam was saying earlier, I don't know why, but I got this passion with women's sports. I feel as though if it's not a spotlight on it at all. So if more people talk about it, more people get comfortable about it, we can have basketball year round, fellas.
Yeah.
But going into this year's draft right here, we seen with the number one pick, the Indiana Fever selected Caitlin Clark, which everyone kind of knew. But with that pick in specific, it's kind of beneficial because you have the former number one pick, Aaliyah Boston from South Carolina there as well, who averaged dang near a double-double with 14 points and 9 rebounds a game for the Indiana Fever. So I feel like that'll be a great pairing. Did y'all guys I'm pretty sure y'all knew that Caitlin Clark was going to be the number one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We knew that was happening.
How did y'all feel about her play in the last tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's, I got into a little bit of an argument with a couple Caitlin Clark fans because I said she can't be the GOAT because she didn't win a ring. But I think she might be top 3 player to ever play women's basketball. When you watch her play, her shot is so crisp. Her form is so crisp. She's literally Steph Curry, but a woman. That's literally the way I see her. Influential, game changer. I mean, like Cam said, she even has us tuning into the WNBA.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She has changed the game for that sport, and you got to give her credit for that. But I think she's a tremendous player, man. I don't think there's too many people I've seen that's better than her. I think Maya Moore I would probably put over her.
That's my GOAT too.
Yeah, Maya Moore is my GOAT as well.
Okay,
Maya Moore is my GOAT.
Okay.
I some people would say Cheryl Swoops you can throw in there. I think some people would say possibly Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker, who just retired. Right. So you throw those names in there, but I think she's right up there with those guys as far as what she did at Iowa, taking a team that wouldn't have, with no disrespect, pretty irrelevant before she got there, and putting them kind of on the map. You got to give her credit for that.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah. I think back to her play like in the tournament though. What me and T was talking about before. She just put on a clinic, man. You know what I'm saying? She's been putting on the clinic for the last couple of years now. And I just think that we said it a couple of weeks ago. I think this was after the championship game, matter of fact. We said that she might not be the GOAT of women's college basketball, but she's definitely one of the most important. I think she might go down as the most important one day.
Yeah.
Simply because she's bringing eyes to the sport. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you bring eyes to the sport, you're also bringing money to the sport. You know what I'm saying? So, and the more money you get, the better the league is going to be. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for her and to see what she does and going into the WNBA. I wanted to bring up what Denzel said. The 2024 WNBA draft reminds him of the 1996 draft of how it set the tone.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was talking about the 96 because the 96 NBA draft was hot too, wasn't it? That was
Kobe and them.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Was it Kobe and them?
AI, right?
AI was definitely in that draft.
That's what. Yeah, so I think he was talking about that draft. If I'm not mistaken, he might be talking about the 96 W draft.
Yeah, because the WNBA first draft was in 97.
97.
Okay, there you go. There you go. So again, this is. I agree. I think me and T said it before. This reminds us was like the 03 draft. Just loads of talent coming in. I looked at the 03 draft yesterday on my phone. I was like, because I always knew it was a great draft, obviously, because it had Brian, Melo, Wade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Bosh.
But I didn't see there was other. Yeah, I was like, dang, Bosh was in this draft too. Which it's not like I didn't know. It's just people don't really talk about it like that. You know what I'm saying? It was some other guys. I think Leandro Barbosa was in that draft.
Yeah.
I think he went undrafted though.
Was David West in that draft too?
David West was in the draft.
Yeah.
It was somebody else that I seen, but it was a couple other guys. I was like, bro, I know all these games. I think Kirk Heinrich was in there.
Yeah, Kirk Heinrich was in that draft too.
It was somebody. Kyle Korver went in that draft. I don't think, but it was some other names that I seen. I was like, bro, this is an elite draft class. Yeah. But I think the 2024 WNBA class is like that. Yeah, because like I said, we was watching the draft. That's the first NBA draft I think I've ever watched.
Same.
And I was sitting there looking. Caitlin Clark went first. I think Cameron Brink went second.
Yeah.
My girl from South Carolina went third, right? Cardoso, right?
Cardoso.
And then it was another girl that went fourth. I was like, bro, I know all
Ohio
these.
State, JC Shelton.
Yep. I was like, I know all these girls, man. I was like, hold on.
What's the girl from Stanford?
That was Brink. That's Brink.
Brinks, yeah.
It's Brink. Yeah. I was like, Angel Reese went what? She went 7th or 8th?
Yeah, she went 7th.
She went low. I was like, dang, bro, I know. I was like, this got to be a stat class for somebody. For her to be, barely in the top 10. Like, that's crazy. So
and don't forget the girl from UConn who set the screen that kind of, I ain't gonna say cost them the national championship, because in my opinion that was a clean screen, but they called it an offensive foul on it. Aaliyah Edwards. She got drafted number 6, I think, to the Washington Mystics.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That's what I'm saying. So like, the class is loaded, man. I'm excited to see what happens. Me and T, we gonna cover it this year. We might try to get out there to a dream game, if we can.
I think be at the Wings game.
I think the tickets were sold out for what team was that? The season tickets was
Caitlin Clark. You can't get a ticket nowhere. If Indiana Fever coming to your city, you gonna be paying $200, $300, bro.
And kind of talking about the draft and how we said that this draft was a big thing. It actually had 2.8 million viewers, which was a 307% increase from the previous draft for last year.
Which is crazy.
So that tells you how crazy this is going.
Insane.
Mhm.
Insane. I
But
wonder.
oh, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I wonder what the numbers look like compared to like the NBA draft. I wonder what the numbers gonna look like this year.
Oh man, they probably gonna kill the NBA draft this year. Because a
He
lot of
probably
people were saying that the March Madness for the women was more interesting than the men's.
And on top of that, this is a weak draft year too. Like it's not really a Wemby coming out or nothing like that. It's pretty weak.
I'm not gonna lie though, man. If you look at that the Euro side of this draft, you got people like Alexander Sarr, man. And then you got the other guy that was played for the G League at night. I think his name is like Matisse something.
Yeah,
but they got some Euro dogs coming in this year again.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know none of them. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, this is a weak draft class what normally is. But yeah, man, I'm just happy to see the WNBA finally starting to get some recognition. Like I said, like Cam was saying, we definitely gonna tune in more and cover it too more as well this season. So I'm super excited about it. Go ahead, Cam.
You go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, where can we start with the WNBA? So,
man, honestly, man, just tuning into these preseason games. Go ahead and select you a team, man. Follow along, and that's honestly the best way to catch up, man. But yeah, that's really it. Just pick you a team, man, to follow along. Follow the WNBA page, and that's really what it is. Because a lot of media coverage isn't covering these games like they're doing the NBA, NFL, and other major leagues. We don't have a lot of media coverage covering their recap, so. It's honestly up to people like us to be able to get this information out there, man.
Yeah,
to push it out. Yeah, I think I seen they said Angel Reese's first preseason game wasn't aired live or something like that.
It wasn't. It definitely wasn't.
They said something about Caitlin Clark's wasn't either. They said Wemby
none of the WNBA preseason games was nationally televised.
Ryan Wimber was saying that a dude I guess live streamed it that was at the game, and they said he had like 100,000 people on it.
I bet.
No, he had more than that.
That's how much people really want to see these women play basketball, bro.
I thought they said that he was in the millions.
He might be. He might have been.
I thought they said he was in the millions, bro. Because that's why I was going with it. I thought they said that that live stream would have had more viewers than was it any postseason game thus far for the NBA or something like that. It was something crazy.
It surprised me. It wasn't surprised.
I seen it. I was like, bro, that's a fumble by whoever's in charge of that, the media rights. But these companies, like you said, ESPN, y'all need to be making some noise. Y'all need to be getting some WNBA games. Fox, the CBS, TNT, TBS. We need to be getting these WNBA games aired so that way people can watch it. Because let's be real, we know a lot of the lack of interest roots in misogyny, but we also know that a lot of the lack of interest roots in the fact that a lot of people just cannot find these games. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's gonna have to step up, take the hit in the first year. Really right now, even if you
I don't even think it'll be a hit.
You're not gonna take a hit. That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna take a hit right now, especially not right now. Go on and get them rights, man. Secure them rights. But I'm with you though. So let's find a team. There's 12 teams right now.
By the next time we get on this episode, I'm gonna make sure y'all gotta have y'all favorite.
We gotta have a team.
NBA teams. Y'all gotta go ahead and choose a team.
We're gonna have a team, man. I think I don't know. I might have to go with. I might be with the Dream. I ain't gonna lie, because that's the home team. That's just right there.
Liberty. I'm New York Liberty, man.
I'm cool with it. I might go with the Sky. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't know. Or the Aces.
Before we close it out, I want to kind of mention what the comments are talking about. A lot of people are talking about the Aces, and to kind of piggyback off of what y'all saying about the Aces, I honestly felt like they had the steal of the WNBA draft. They drafted Syracuse guard Deasia Fair. And I know you guys, I don't know if anybody's familiar with her, but she's top 3 in women Division I scorer all time. Yep. She's coming off her senior year averaging 22 points a game, first team ACC. So I feel as though if they just won the ship last year and they added a scoring presence like that, beside Kelsey Plum, beside Asia Wilson, hey man, it's gonna get scary over there in Las Vegas.
Man, that's crazy. It's kind of like, it's funny because it's kind of like the NBA. It's always a team that's hot that end up getting like a player that them fail and they turn out to be some kind of star. You know what I'm saying? Devin Booker was like the 7th pick. You know what I'm saying? Like it's players like that that fall to the wayside, even though we know they're gonna be great scorers. Their game is gonna translate. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting for her. I noticed her. I remember when they was talking about it on draft night, they was like, bro, this is how did the Aces get away with this?
Yeah.
Bruh, I don't know how she fell to the second round. She should have been a first round pick.
Yeah.
It was somebody else that fell to the second round. They was talking about. Do you I can't even think of who it was. I remember I seen her name, or maybe it was just somebody that I noticed. I was like, how did she fall to the second round?
Right. I mean, but
let
it's
me
only
see.
like 12 picks in the first round, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it ain't that hard to fall to the second round.
But still, it's a tight lead though. Like you said, it's only 12 teams.
And that kind of leads to another conversation too, because they only had, like you said, 12 teams. So now we're gonna start seeing expansion leagues and expansion teams. We're gonna start seeing that now for sure.
We need it.
We need it 100%. Definitely Texas is definitely gonna get another team. I see Houston getting a team for sure. Because I think we only got the Dallas Wings. I don't know if there's another team in Texas.
I think Charlotte will end up getting a team too. I think Charlotte, they'll probably bring the Charlotte team.
Oh, and Golden State, they got a WNBA team that wasn't going in work this year. I think they're going to commission next year.
Yeah.
So they already got that out there.
So it's gonna be some expansion.
I think I don't know. I think I said this before. I would like. I know it ain't gonna happen, but I would love for Greenville to get one as fast as it's growing, as fast as WNBA is growing. Put them in the well, bro. Put them in the pilot center.
Put them in the pilot center now, man. Bon
Secours. Put them in there. Oh, Elizabeth. Is it Kitely? The girl from Virginia Tech. Y'all know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, she was in the second round too. She was late second round pick. Actually, the last pick of the second round. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Because they was talking about her too. They said she was like a great player in college. So, but yeah, I'm gonna try to keep up with it, man. I'm gonna find me a team. We'll find us a team. Next time you come on, we'll have a team.
Yeah.
And we'll we gonna keep up with it for sure.
Keeno, before we end it out, man, tell us where we can find you, where the people can find you, and let them know, where they can find you on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. So if y'all guys want to keep up with any of my takes, or you just feel as though if this is a present that you enjoyed today, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the number 4. That's KEENO, the number 5. So 4 Keeno 5. And I got an announcement to make in the next, let's say, month or so. I got my own podcast coming out called the Stand 10 Podcast with a couple of my friends, Paul and another one of my friends, Trap Osama. So it's gonna be kind of the same realms of this, talking sports. We're gonna get into entertainment and just different things of that nature. Expect a bunch of laughs, expect a bunch of facts, and yeah, man. But I appreciate y'all for having me on today. I definitely do, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man, we glad to have you, man. Thank you for coming on. Y'all go support Keeno's podcast too when it come out. We definitely gonna announce it too.
Oh, I'm gonna have y'all on there. Y'all two gotta come on there. Y'all gotta come on
we
there,
definitely
man.
come on there.
We
too,
definitely gonna
sure.
be on there. For sure.
Yeah. So y'all definitely go show love to Keeno. He's a really good guy. And definitely support his, podcasts will be coming out soon next month or whenever. And y'all go show that love because he really knows his sports, he really knows his facts. He did a really good job today too as well, Keeno.
Yes,
appreciate it, man. Thank
you.
So man. First time, man. We good.
Yeah, you did good. Man. You did awesome,
great,
man.
Yeah,
you did great. Cam, did you have anything you wanted to end out before we end it?
Yeah, I was just gonna read what Denzel said. He said, "Dude's getting flued out to the Bilo Center, boy. That's crazy, boy. That's crazy." To the Bilo Center, boy. Yo,
getting flued out to the Bilo Center is nuts.
But anyway, yeah. But thank you, Keeno, for coming on with us, man. We definitely looking forward to your pod. We definitely looking forward to being on your pod and just interacting with you more. We definitely want to bring you back on ours too. One day.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying, and keep doing your thing, bro. We excited for you.
Absolutely.
And you got people in the comments already saying that they're gonna follow you. Hopefully you get some more followers after this too. The comment section was going crazy today. So
shout out to y'all. We had 145 people in here, man. 150, actually 154 right now, man. So shout out to y'all. Y'all pulled up today, man.
So we getting even bigger, man. It's crazy. So thank you to everybody, out there watching and listening. We appreciate y'all.
Hey, shout out AB too, man.
Yeah, he went on.
I'm telling
Yeah,
bro.
You know,
Hey, AB, we gonna look. AB, you gonna be on here in the next couple of weeks. We gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? AB, he's a big Heat fan. He's a big Cowboys fan. What did we say?
Florida.
In Florida, yeah, the Gators. And shout out to his podcast, Indisputable Evidence,
Yep.
as well, with him and the guys. And inside the swamp, I think it is the other podcast that they got covering Florida. So shout out to them. But yeah, man. So we'll see y'all next week.
Yep. We'll be back next week. We're gonna try to get back to the Tuesday drops next week, and we appreciate y'all. We will holler at y'all next week.